Hey, what's with those two words you've been using? Which ones? Neuromajority and neurominority. I don't know if we really want to get into this. Why? Because a lot of people in this space have gotten really upset when I've brought it up. It's somewhat controversial. When has that ever stopped you? Maybe just share the information, let people decide for themselves? We need to start from the beginning. So you got to understand the term neurodiversity. It was coined by activist Judy Singer in 1988, and it refers to the idea that differences in neurology are normal, not deficits or disorders. And these differences play a vital role in humanity's survival and overall society health. Differences in neurology like autism, ADHD, dyslexia. Exactly, and there's some evidence to support this, like studies that have found that many dyslexics like me have a much higher spatial visualization ability, and countless innovators across history are now mostly accepted to have been autistic and or ADHD and or other neurominorities whose traits were seen at the time as just eccentricities. So this includes like Einstein, Tesla, Beethoven, Emily Dickinson, Andy Warhol, Newton. I mean, the list goes on. Of course, it's impossible to really diagnose someone long dead. Right, but all their eccentricities kind of make it hard to argue that they were neurotypical and not neurodivergent. Now about those words. Is that what this is about? Neurodivergent, neurotypical? Afraid so. See, Judy Singer coined the term neurodiversity to say all neurological manifestations are equally valid. Essentially, there is no normal or typical. Everyone's weird. Yes! I mean, think about it. Where do we draw the line with what we classify as typical? Is extroverted typical? Is easygoing typical? Is hardworking typical? Is generous typical? Every personality trait can be tied to our neurology, so how do we define these terms? Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, medical disorders? And anyone who doesn't fall into whatever bucket we'd use to classify typical is then labeled divergent. I'm sorry, but I didn't diverge from anything. I wasn't someone else and then diverged into who I am now. I'm not a mutation. Yeah, I can see where those terms might not sit well. I mean, it literally others the people that it classifies as neurodivergent. But those are the terms that have caught on, and many people self-identify as neurodivergent and seem to resonate with the term. So, I don't know. I like neurominority and neuromajority. And you can argue that they aren't perfect terms, but they don't come with connotations of judgment like typical and divergent. I interpret neuromajority and neurominority through the context of marginalized groups, since I don't believe there really is a singular neuromajority. So then you're saying neuromajority refers to the majority of neurological types that don't experience marginalization, and the term neurominority refers to all the different neurological types that do experience marginalization. Exactly, the neuromarginalized. So where do we go from here? For myself, I'm going to be retraining my language to no longer use neurotypical and neurodivergent, and I'll instead be using neuromajority and neurominority. As for others, it's up to them.